Just before midnight, the British Airways Boeing 737 touched down at Sheremetyevo, modern and miserable and the gateway to Moscow. An hour later, customs and immigration on high-quality go-slow. Young Holt met his girl. "Pretty damn late, young man. They had to hold the flight so I could say goodbye to my lady." "Pig," Jane pouted. And she came to him and grabbed him and hugged him and kissed him. The second secretary stood back and looked at his watch and coughed and shuffled and wondered whether the Foreign and Commonwealth Office had got itself into the business of love-broking, for crying out loud. He had to cough twice more, and there was a ring of petal-pink smudges around young Holt's mouth. 15 pairs, right, just the same as usual. 15 at extra large with gussets. Just as long as you don't forget, and give my love to Hermione. Bye, darling, keep safe." The ambassador put down the telephone and looked up. God, and the boy seemed young. Not tall and not short, but with an impact because of the set of his shoulders and the sturdiness of his hips. The sort of boy who would have captained the 15 at Marlborough. An adult's body and a youngster's face. He had been in the room through the latter part of the ambassador's call, and had stood midway between the door and the desk, as if on a parade ground and at ease, relaxed and yet formal. "So, you're young Holt. Welcome to Moscow, Mr. Holt." "Thank you, sir." "None of that formality. I'm not sir. We're a family here. I may be the patriarch, but not a frightening one, I hope. What's your first name, Mr. Holt?" "It's Peter, sir, but I'm generally just Holt." "Then we have a bargain. I'll call you Holt, and you don't call me sir. Done?" "Thank you, Ambassador." Oh, "you're a stickler for etiquette, young man." Did he not look young? The smile was that of a teenager, bright and open. He liked his naturalness. He reckoned a man who could smile well was an honest man. "What do you think of the job they've given you?" It seemed to me that private secretary to the ambassador was about the best first posting that a Soviet specialist could expect. "I was where you were 3 weeks before the Cuban Missile Crisis broke. I loved every day of my year here, and I hope you will." "No, I wasn't talking in code on the phone. My wife's had to go back to London, mother not well, and she may be stuck there for a couple of weeks. We have a tradition of always bringing back some presents for our staff, the Soviet staff. Money doesn't matter to them, so we try to get them merchandise that's hard to come by here. You won't have seen the ladies who clean our apartment, cook for us, but they're all former Olympic shot-putters, so it's Marks and Spencer's tights that keep the cobwebs out of the corners and the pots scoured. We're a small, compact unit here. We all have to pull our weight. It is as interesting and fascinating a posting for me as it is for you, but it's only by damned hard work that we stay afloat. There are no passengers in this embassy. Now, I have to move on to the facts of life for you in the Soviet Union. Everything you have been told in London about the hazards of illicit contacts with the local population is true. We call it the honey trap. If the KGB can compromise you, then they will. If you don't believe me, then go and talk to the Marines, the American Marines, at their embassy. They'll tell you how sticky a honey trap can be. Our security officer will brief you at much greater length, but my advice is always, always, always be on your guard." "Understood." The ambassador liked the reply. Couldn't abide waffle. "Miss Davenport showed you in. She's my personal assistant, but you, as my private secretary, will be responsible for keeping my schedule workable. You're my troubleshooter, if things need sorting out, and you'll find I have a very short fuse when the planning goes awry. I hope it won't come to that. In 12 days we're heading for the Crimea. That's something of a bonus for you, getting out of the rat cage so quickly. We're away for 5 days, based in Yalta. You'll find it all in the file that Miss Davenport will give you. Pity there couldn't have been a handover from your predecessor." "I understood he has pneumonia." "We flew him out. Always get a man out if he's sick, standard procedure. I'd like you to go through the file and check each last detail of the programme. I don't want to be pitching up at a hotel where the booking isn't confirmed, and I don't want to be in a black tie when our hosts are in pullovers." "I'll get on with it." The ambassador's head ducked, but his eyes were still on Holt. There was a glimmer of a smile at his mouth. "I hear you're engaged to be married." Holt couldn't help himself, blushed. "Not officially.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.